Have you ever had someone look you in the eyes and say, "If you really cared about me, you'd do this one thing," and somehow, deep inside, a knot twists in your chest? You don't want to do it, but you also don't want to hurt them, disappoint them, or cause conflict. So you agree. You cave in, not because it's right, but because you feel like you have to. That feeling, that's the grip of emotional blackmail. Most people think manipulation is loud, shouting, threats, drama. But the most powerful manipulation is quiet. It whispers, it sighs, it cries, and it guilt trips you into submission. Imagine this. You're in a relationship, maybe with a partner or a parent or even a best friend. You've always tried to be kind, supportive, available, but one day you say no to something, and suddenly the air changes. They don't yell, they don't argue, they say, "Wow, I never thought you'd do this to me." Now you're on the defensive. Your mind races. Did you mess up? You feel anxious, heavy, ashamed. You want to fix it. You want their approval again, so you apologize. You compromise. You do what they wanted. And just like that, you're hooked. Emotional blackmail works because it uses your love, loyalty, and empathy against you. The people who do it know exactly which emotional strings to pull. They say things like, "If you really loved me, after everything I've done for you, you're the only one who makes me feel this way. I guess you just don't care anymore." These aren't just words. They're tools of control. They trap you in a cycle where your emotions become a leash, and someone else holds the other end. What makes this so dangerous is that it's not always intentional. Sometimes the person doing it doesn't even realize they're manipulating you. They just know what to say to get their way. And they've been doing it for so long it feels normal to them. But intentional or not, the damage is the same. You begin to question your decisions. You overthink your words. You start living to avoid upsetting someone else, even if it means losing yourself. There's a psychological pattern here. It's not random. This kind of manipulation often follows a structure: fear, obligation, guilt. It's like emotional warfare dressed up as love. Let's say you want to take a solo trip. You tell your partner excitedly, "I've been dreaming of this for years." But instead of support, they say, "Oh, so you'd rather leave me behind?" That says a lot. Instant guilt. You cancel the trip. You stay. They win. You lose. More than just the trip. You lose a piece of your freedom. Or maybe you tell your parents you want to follow a different career path. You're finally ready to chase your passion. And they say, "After all the sacrifices we made, you're just going to throw that away." They don't need to raise their voice, because they just raised a wall of guilt so high you can't climb over it. So how do you break free? It starts with awareness. The first red flag is a feeling: discomfort, confusion, or guilt you didn't earn. That's your inner compass telling you something's wrong. Next, you need to name what's happening. Say it out loud or in your mind. This is emotional blackmail. I'm being emotionally manipulated. Naming it gives you power. It takes the fog out of the equation and brings you back into clarity. Then comes the hard part: boundaries. You have to start saying no, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. You can say, "I understand that you're upset, but I'm not okay with being guilted into something." Or, "I care about you, but I'm allowed to make decisions for myself." Here's what they won't tell you. People who benefit from your lack of boundaries will get angry when you set them. That's not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's proof that the boundary was needed. And if you're scared of losing someone because you finally stood up for yourself, ask yourself this: if you have to lose yourself to keep them, was it ever love at all? Some people will only love you when you're easy to control. But the people who truly care about you, they want you to be free. They want you to be happy, even if that happiness doesn't always include them. It's also worth taking a moment to look in the mirror, because sometimes, without realizing it, we become the blackmailers, maybe out of fear, out of pain, out of desperation to not be abandoned. But it's still wrong. If you've used guilt, emotional threats, or fear to sway someone's choices, you have a chance now to stop, to grow, to apologize. Tell them, "I realize I've been trying to control you through guilt. I'm sorry. I'll do better." It takes courage to say those words, but it takes real power to let people choose freely whether to stay, support, or love you, because anything less isn't love. It's control dressed as care. And remember this: you are not responsible for regulating everyone else's emotions. You don't exist to keep the peace at the cost of your own inner war. You don't have to explain yourself over and over. No is a complete sentence. Boundaries are not betrayals, and your worth is not measured by how much guilt you can carry for others. So next time someone says, "If you really loved me, you'd do this," take a breath, pause, and remember, real love doesn't come with emotional chains. It comes with respect, freedom, and choice.